Hey there, it's Basidion, and we're going to be playing a game called Farming Simulator. I was able to pick up a review key of this game, so I thought I would give it a shot. I tend to love Sims, but I don't know if this one grabbed me exactly. It starts out with this little cutscene of you driving through the town to your new farm, and then from there the game begins. I thought the graphics initially were cute, but not amazing. I didn't really know what to think about it at the time, so I figured I'd just kind of get into it. I'm going to skip around a little bit because it took me a while to figure out what exactly I was doing. Granted, that's partially because I did decide to skip the tutorial, but I always feel like these review videos end up being like majority tutorial, so I was trying to get just into some gameplay. They pop up these little letters, people wanting specific things that you can deliver to them, but I didn't know enough about the game yet, so I decided to skip that initially. And then it took me about 7 minutes to figure out what exactly I was supposed to do. So I went to the tutorial book, which I thought it was kind of funny that it was telling me to check the left corner when what it was indicating was actually in the right corner. So even their tutorial book needs a little bit of editing and refining. Ultimately, I was able to finally figure out how I was supposed to destroy these random objects in order to build things, because my frustration had been that I didn't know how to get rid of them. So I finally found the way to do it, and then I realized after a couple of tries that you have to hold it down in order for that to work, but it's not inherently intuitive at first. So that did take me, sadly, about 7 minutes to figure out how to just like start farming. Afterwards, I was able to go ahead and finish the little road over to the side. I was checking out the menus and everything, just trying to figure out how exactly the game was supposed to work. Also, it starts you out with a little cat and a little dog. So, of course, one of my major main priorities was that I wanted to take care of them after I figured out how exactly to direct people into doing tasks they're supposed to do. I was eventually able to go ahead and put down a little field of carrots, and then you assign somebody to take care of the field. So they go and they do that automatically. They till it, they plant the seeds, they water it, and then they pick the product and place it in storage. At first, I didn't realize that my product was moving and being placed in storage until I realized that my inventory was completely full, because it wasn't super obvious that I was gaining material. Maybe a little indicator stating that your inventory went up, or even like a little tooltip to let you know that's what's going on. Eventually, I realized that I was trying to take care of my animals and I didn't have anything to feed them. So the game starts you out with 2 animals, but nothing to feed them with. So in a little bit of a panic, because I'm me, I decided that I was going to make my first priority after everything else to feed my animals. Because the only thing that it indicated that the animals would eat was meat. And because I had 2 of them, I wanted to make sure I would pick that up from the market. I decided to pan across the road because I wasn't sure entirely what I was going to be looking for, and I didn't want to drive around aimlessly, so I followed the roads with the camera first, just to kind of get an idea of what was around, what I could go to. A couple little things here and there. It seems like there's like a major city hub, and then I'm assuming the quests or houses around this particular area. I didn't go far enough to actually figure that out or explore it. So it did take me a while to figure out how to get back after I deployed my little person, but I was able to buy some meat and went ahead and put the meat in my inventory, because at first it wasn't there. You have to get it from the truck and move it to the house, which I did not initially realize. So there's not like an indicator being like, you need to do this. It's just they get the little question mark over their head and start waving their hands around if they're supposed to be doing something. And then, of course, there was that exclamation point that had appeared on the left-hand side. And it does say in the indicator on the right that my cat needs food, which I already knew. I was trying to figure out how to feed it this whole time. So the car drives itself, and I was able to pick up what I needed and bring the car back. By the time I got back, it was raining. It also took me a little bit to figure out where exactly my farm was, because there's not like an overhead map. And once you're in the city, there's roads that lead kind of toward where you think you're supposed to go, but they don't actually lead to your farm. So Took me a while to find my farm again so that I could click on it, send the truck back. Once I was able to put the meat back in my inventory, the giant exclamation point magically disappeared. So that's when I realized that that's what that exclamation point was for. While I was playing, I had missed a little thing up on the alerts on the right hand side that said that my cat was hungry, so I thought something else was going wrong with my farm at the time. Sometimes it feels like your little people are just standing there forever, not doing anything, and you're not really sure if they're trying to complete a task or if they're stuck for some reason or what exactly is going on. So that became a point of frustration for me, as I couldn't exactly figure out if they were taking time or whatever it was. So eventually I did realize I was supposed to click on him again to bring it over to the house. But like I said, with our little lady farming, that's not the case. So I was confused by that as well. And then of course it pops up this thing to see if you want to compare yourself to other people. So as you can see, there is a large amount of people who enjoy playing this game. I did play it for a little bit longer. I played it for about 25 minutes to 28 minutes in total. It's not a game that grabbed me at all, really. I did leave my review on Steam and I didn't recommend it simply because in terms of my play style, I can't recommend it. It's got its charm, I suppose, but ultimately I wasn't impressed by the game itself. There are a lot of other Sims that give you more in terms of play style and control and understanding. So I think this game has a long way to go to refine in order to be an interesting game. There are of course going to be updates that they're going to need to do, and definitely listen to their community feedback, because I did notice that mine was not the only negative review of the game. And also I, for the life of me, cannot figure out how to cut down trees. So I wasn't able to build more farm or start expanding or anything like that, because going through all the tooltips and everything, I literally was not able to figure out how to move those trees out of my way. But that's my review for Farm Simulator. It's not a game that I'm going to personally revisit, but it might be something that you enjoy if you need to micromanage everything that's happening with the game and have enough time to really keep with it and keep going. But that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next Let's Play. Bye-bye.